Hey everyone, and welcome. We're going to talk about something really big today, a fundamental power shift that's happening inside businesses pretty much everywhere. It's kind of like a quiet revolution, and it's unlocking this hidden superpower you almost definitely have on your team right now.
All right, let me start by asking you something. Have you ever felt like there's this huge wall between your team's needs and what the IT department can actually deliver? You have this brilliant idea to make things better, but just the thought of trying to explain it, getting it on their massive to-do list, and then waiting months, maybe even a year, it just kills the idea right there, doesn't it? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone.
You see, for the longest time, creating any kind of software has been this super specialized skill. It was almost like a secret language that only a handful of people could speak. And that created this dependency, right? A total one-way street for getting anything built.
So the old way, it went something like this. You, the person who actually understands the business problem inside and out, had to try and translate all of that for a team of developers. And you just cross your fingers and hope they really got all the little details, the nuances. Then you'd wait, and you'd wait some more. This gap, this was a massive source of friction, of inefficiency, and just plain frustration.
But that's all starting to change. A brand new kind of problem solver is stepping onto the scene, and honestly, they're the real hero of this story. So let's meet the citizen developer.
So, what in the world is a citizen developer? Well, the key thing to get here is this. It's a business user, not a professional coder. It's someone who is empowered to build their own application solutions without having to write a single line of code. They've got the deep business knowledge, and now, finally, they have the tools to actually build the solutions themselves.
And look, this isn't some abstract, theoretical concept. We're talking about real people. A citizen developer could be the operations manager who's just sick and tired of a clunky inventory system. It could be an HR professional who desperately needs a better way to onboard new hires. It could be a sales lead, a logistics manager. Heck, it could even be an employee on the factory floor who has a genius idea for a simple safety checklist app. It's the people who are actually doing the work.
So you might be thinking, okay, how is this even possible? Well, this whole revolution is being powered by a new generation of no-code platforms. And these things are powerful, but they're also incredibly intuitive. We're talking visual drag-and-drop interfaces that let you turn your business logic directly into a working application. It's pretty amazing.
Okay, so the rise of the citizen developer isn't just some minor tweak to how we work. It's causing three really profound transformations in how businesses operate and innovate. Let's break them down one by one.
First up is transformation number 1. And honestly, this one is a game changer. We are finally solving problems at the source. We're closing that huge gap between the person who truly understands the problem and the person who's building the solution.
I mean, the difference here is just night and day. In the old model, all those critical little details were constantly getting lost in translation. And what was the result? You'd get software that didn't quite solve the real-world problem. But in this new model, that logistics manager who's tearing their hair out over manual tracking can build the exact digital tool they need. The power is now in the hands of the expert.
And this empowerment, it leads directly into the second major transformation, the end of the dreaded IT bottleneck. This is all about gaining speed and agility across the entire organization.
We've all been there with the old model, right? A simple, small request from the marketing team sits in a queue for a year because IT is just buried under these massive, mission-critical projects. But the transformation here creates what some people call a two-speed IT environment. Your pro developers, they're freed up to focus on the big, complex, enterprise-wide systems. Meanwhile, all the business units can now self-serve their own departmental app needs. The whole company just becomes faster and way more responsive.
And that brings us to transformation number 3, which might be the most powerful of all. This is about changing the entire culture of a company. It's about fostering innovation, not from the top down, but from the bottom up.
Just think about it for a second. In the past, if you had a new idea, it meant getting a significant budget, going through endless approval meetings. It was slow and expensive. But now, an employee on the factory floor can have an idea on Monday and build a working prototype by Friday. This democratizes innovation. It means your next game-changing idea might not come from the C-suite. It might come from a warehouse manager who finally has the tools to bring their vision to life.
Now, a really common question here is, okay, that's great, but what does this mean for our professional IT team? Are they suddenly out of a job? And the answer is absolutely not. But their role? Yeah, their role is evolving, and it's evolving dramatically.
What we're seeing is this fundamental shift in what IT does.
They are moving from being a gatekeeper, the ones who controlled all software development, to being an enabler. Their new job is to create a safe, secure, and really well-governed sandbox where all these citizen developers can innovate and experiment without, breaking anything important.
So their new responsibilities are actually more critical than ever. They're the ones who manage the no-code platform. They ensure rock-solid data security. They establish the governance, the best practices, basically the rules of the road. And they provide that expert-level help when a citizen developer's brilliant little app is ready to be scaled up for the whole company to use.
So, when we put all of this together, what does it really mean for the future of business? Well, it's probably not what you're thinking.
I really want you to let this next idea sink in, because it's the absolute core of this whole movement. The future of business isn't about every employee becoming a professional coder. It's about every employee being empowered to become a professional problem solver.
And here's the most important part. This talent, it already exists inside your organization. The creativity, the deep knowledge of how things actually work, the innovative ideas, they're all there, right now. This no-code revolution is simply providing the tools to finally unlock all that potential.
And that brings us to our final thought for today. I want you to just take a look around your own team, your own department. Who are the hidden innovators in your organization? Who are the people always tinkering, always finding clever workarounds, always saying there has to be a better way to do this? Well, those are your citizen developers in waiting. And their time has finally come.